Have you ever felt completely invisible? Like no one sees your struggles, your pain, or your silent tears? Today, we're diving into a powerful story from the Bible. The story of a woman who felt just like that, but discovered a profound truth about God. This is the story of Hagar, the woman who called God El Roi, the God who sees me. Our story begins in the household of Abraham and Sarah. Hagar was Sarah's Egyptian servant. Years had passed, and Sarah remained childless, a great sorrow in that culture. In a moment of desperation, she made a decision that would change everyone's lives forever. She gave Hagar to her husband, Abraham, to bear a child on her behalf. At the time, this might have seemed like a solution, but it soon became the source of deep pain and conflict. As soon as Hagar conceived, the dynamics in the home shifted dramatically. Pride began to swell in Hagar's heart, and she looked down on her mistress. In response, Sarah's pain turned into bitter jealousy. The Bible tells us she treated Hagar harshly. The home that was once filled with hope was now filled with tension, mistreatment, and misunderstanding. Imagine Hagar's confusion and fear. Once a servant, now carrying there, but treated with contempt. The weight of the mistreatment became too much to bear. Hurt, desperate, and pregnant, Hagar did the only thing she could think of. She ran. She fled into the unforgiving wilderness, heading back towards her home country of Egypt. Alone in the vast, empty desert, she must have felt utterly abandoned, forgotten by the people she served. Carrying a child with an uncertain future, she was the picture of hopelessness. She felt unseen, but she was wrong. God had not forgotten her. It was there, at her absolute lowest point, by a spring of water in the wilderness, that a miracle happened. The angel of the Lord found her. Think about that for a moment. In the middle of nowhere, heaven sought her out. The angel didn't begin with a command, but with a question that showed he saw her completely. Hagar, servant of Sarai, where have you come from and where are you going? He knew who she was, and he cared about her journey. He spoke words of comfort, not condemnation. Then came a promise that would change everything. The angel gave her a difficult instruction: go back to your mistress and submit to her. This was probably the last thing Hagar wanted to hear, but it came with an incredible assurance. The angel promised that God would multiply her descendants exceedingly, so they could not be numbered for multitude. Her son, whom she was to name Ishmael, meaning God hears, would become the father of a great nation. God heard her affliction, and he had a plan for her and her child. Overwhelmed by this personal, compassionate encounter, Hagar was given a revelation. In that moment, she understood something profound about the God of Abraham. He wasn't a distant, tribal deity. He was personal. He saw her, an Egyptian servant, an outcast, in her deepest despair. And so, she gave God a new name, a name born from her experience, El Roi. It means the God who sees me. She declared, I have now seen the one who sees me. The spring where this happened was even named Bir Lahai Roi, meaning the well of the living one who sees me. Hagar's story is a beautiful, powerful testament to God's character. It reveals that no one is invisible to him. He doesn't just see the righteous, the powerful, or the important. He sees the broken, the rejected, the forgotten, and the marginalized. He doesn't wait for us to clean ourselves up or find our way back. He meets us right where we are, in our wilderness, by our springs of desperation. After her encounter with God, Hagar was transformed. She found the strength to obey the angel's difficult command. Encouraged by God's promises, she returned to Abraham and Sarah, not with a spirit of defeat, but with a renewed and restored faith. She now knew that her life, and the life of her unborn son, were securely in the hands of El Roi, the God who saw her and had a purpose for her. Her future was no longer defined by her circumstances, but by God's promise. So, what can we learn from Hagar's incredible journey? First, God sees us, especially in our darkest moments. When you feel most alone, most misunderstood, that is often when God is closest. Second, no one is too small or insignificant for God's attention. Hagar was a foreigner, a servant, and a runaway. By human standards, she was disposable. But in God's eyes, she was precious and worthy of a personal visit and a divine promise. Furthermore, her story teaches us that when people reject us, God accepts us. Human relationships can be messy and painful. People will let us down. But God's love is constant and unconditional. The name Elroy is a timeless reminder for all of us that we are never, ever truly alone. He is always watching, always caring, and always ready to guide us through our own deserts. Hagar's story isn't just an ancient tale. It's a message of hope for you and for me today. It's a beautiful and profound reminder that God sees beyond our titles, our failures, and our struggles. He sees straight into our hearts. Even when you feel unseen, unheard, forgotten, or unworthy, remember Hagar. Remember Elroy, the God who sees. He sees you right now, in this very moment, and He loves you. Thank you so much for joining us for this story. If it touched your heart, please give this video a thumbs up and share it with someone who might need to hear this message. Don't forget to subscribe and click the bell icon so you won't miss our next animated Bible story. We're grateful to have you in our community. Until next time, remember you are seen and you are loved.